Alright, I've never done this before, so I don't know how long this will take, but I was inspired by a couple Zeronium videos. I love that guy. But in essence, what I want to do is revisit Jungle Jam 3, which at one point in time was the hardest level I've completed. At the time, it was top 1. I played it after beating Trial of the Original Dragon, and I was the second victor. But you know, after revisiting those Zeronium videos, I was like, you know, I want to do that too. I want to go back and play this level that I got to enjoy years ago, because it's been just almost 3 years since I beat this the first time. So I thought, you know, now's a good time. So my first goal will be to get this in 2 runs. I think that should be pretty achievable. If I do that quickly, then maybe I'll see about just getting another finish on it, because I think that's achievable, or it's definitely doable. Because this level, yeah, nice. This level is incredibly hard, but I mean, with how much time has passed, of course, I've gotten a lot better at the game. So I'm expecting that it won't be quite so bad as it was before. Oh yeah, there we go. So the ending, this last checkpoint to the finish, is one of the harder parts, probably. Just with this balance beam here, especially with the cobweb that forces you to be perfectly on top, because if you go into it with your wheel hooked on the side, that happens. So it is incredibly precise, and I remember the story of, on release, or shortly after, the player Seabed Cruiser, who is recently pretty inactive but used to be really good. He was playing it from the start, and he was very determined to beat it. He even got like halfway through. He got past probably more than half the difficulty. But then he was finally convinced by someone to pull it into the editor and play the ending. And he played this for, I don't know exactly how long. Maybe it was 30 minutes, maybe it was 3 hours. And he did not get this ending a single time, and he gave up on the level. So this is pretty demoralizingly, insanely precise. Of course, modern skill, it's not too bad. We've gotten a little better at the game in the past years. We also have steering limits, especially for us keyboard players. It's a big help. I'm still skill issued though. Okay, a little shaky, but I'll take that. I'm gonna move back 1 checkpoint, play the previous part. Okay, this is probably the easiest section of the level. It consists of just a little bit of weaving between some poles, nothing too crazy. A very gentle speed check up. And then you got these discs, which is just, you just gotta know where to land. The speed check isn't too harsh. And then there's an outer tube. It's a little upside down roll. Jump straight off and you're there. Nice and simple. And let's see if I can do this run to the end first try. That would be great. Would love to see that. Balance beam. Nice. Perfect. Okay. Not too bad. But yeah, this section is pretty chill. It's a little harder on this previous checkpoint. This is checkpoint 3, where there's a very high-speed inner wall ride that I completely missed on the first try. You have to enter this. If you don't, you will fall off the turn or just hit a sign. But the nice thing about that is, well, inners have become much more commonplace. So it's not a big deal for me to do an inner wall ride when I'm doing them all the time and in other maps. In order to compete these days, inner wall rides are an essential skill, even if they are more often being blocked in maps recently. Hey, okay, got that to the ending as well. This was kind of my first thought for the run. I wanted to get to the end already, so that's cool to get that done immediately. Though it would be nice... Oh, actually, I want to do at least the previous checkpoint. This checkpoint 2 to 3 isn't too bad. It's, one jump onto this tube. Yep, nice. So as I was saying, one precise jump onto the tube. So, can I hit this jump, please? Normally you don't end up set up on the... Yeah, I'm gonna fix this. Your setup coming into this will usually be very far right side already. After the... Oh my god, I still can't do it. After the previous hill. But, in theory, it's not too precise. It's very consistent. And you just, jump off the outer tube, timing through the ring, and now you're at the next checkpoint. Well, we hit the inner, so let's see how far we can take this. I'm zooming. And I overshot. That's tragic. Okay. That's fine. I could use the extra practice on this jump, evidently. There we go. Alright, checkpoint 2 to the end. That didn't take too long. That's pretty nice. Alright, now this last section before I go and play from the start. This is a long precision jump reminiscent of the first 2 jungle jams in the series. A little bit of slalom and then a couple of precision turns. But if you see, this jump is already lined up. So I made an extra copy when I was learning this level that started from the previous transition. Just to get that practice on this lineup as well. Because it's good to have. So that speed check says 127. Realistically, if you have 126 at the bottom, you can still live. But yeah, that speed check is probably one of the hardest parts. Because, I mean, if you miss your jump angle at the start of the part at all, or you have any inefficiency on the slalom through the air, you've probably lost too much speed. The rest of the gameplay is simple, so if there's no more places to gain back that speed you've lost. And it's just over. You have to be... I wouldn't say you have to be perfect, but you have to be near perfect. For the time, it was pretty much perfect precision. Like, you weren't expected anything more precise in other maps at the time. But anyways, we just got that run to the end. pretty chill. I'm wondering if I could just beat this rather than get it in 2 runs, because that is almost the whole map besides the start. Granted, the start is the hardest part, but let's take it to an online lobby, so if we get a finish here, then we will have it on GTR. Alright, we are in. Lobby is open, we are here. So, this start is insanely precise. Namely this wall. Getting onto this wall smoothly enough to make it up is just ridiculous. First one doesn't feel too bad. That gets pretty consistent. This next one is insane. So, I don't think a lot of people know this. So I said that it's been almost 3 years since my first finish, but what fewer people know is that I have completed Jungle Jam 3 2 more times after that. There's something special about this, because it wasn't that I just happened to complete it 2 times. I completed it 2 times in a row, which tragically is not recorded very well. I have a copy in the editor of Jungle Jam 3, and I have a GTR time online. And I set a time in editor, immediately went online, and my first run was another finish. Oh my god, I'm a brick. Ain't no way. I cannot believe I hit the wrong steering limit. Well, that's 2 runs. I finished the start. There's that. But anyways, I happened to finish those 2 runs back to back, which is probably not the hardest achievement I have in this game. I would believe Burnt Corn is above that. Because honestly, it was dumb luck that I managed to get 2 finishes in a row, especially because of how insanely hard this start is. Like, if you throw enough attempts at it, you'll get past it. But it is so precise. Not only the wall-to-wall transfer there, but just getting onto the wall in the first place is tough. Oops. I missed. Yikes. Alright, we got a run going. Oh god. Yikes. Massive underjump, and that is a run dead. Unfortunate. Oh well, we go again. That's just how challenge maps go. You get far, you fail, it sucks, and you keep playing. Okay, got another decent attempt. See how far this one can make it. Kind of depends on the inner wall right up here, though. Man, I missed it. Just a little too low. Oh well. Should have practiced more. Yeah, that's happened plenty of times before. That post can be so annoying. The later you jump, the more height you can get, so the farther left you aim, the less speed you need to make that jump. So pretty often you'll end up aiming as far left as you can go, but if you go too much, then you're posting yourself. Honestly, that practice part I made for lining up that jump feels fairly irrelevant now because of steering limits, honestly. I'm having such an easier time just with that precision now than I did 3 years ago, but honestly I think it more so just shows the skill development that we've seen, because people have gotten so much better over the years. It can sometimes be hard to tell how much people have improved when a lot of people are improving together and pushing each other, but I think challenge maps are a nice marker of how good we used to be at a specific skill and how good we are at them now. Anyways, let's focus up. Not ruin this attempt by talking. Little shaky on that outer tube, but that's alright. It's time for the ending. And there we go, nice. That didn't take too long. Let's go. Okay, there's a rebeat of JJ3. My past hardest. One of my favorite challenge maps in this game. I do really love this map. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't have gone back and beaten it twice in a row. It is a gem of Xapek's history, but I can't dwell on the past too much. As of now, version 18 is very close to release, and after that does get dropped, I will have a couple very hard maps to validate on my hands, and I think both of them are harder than this, so after 3 years, Jungle Jam 3 will finally be pushed out of the top 3 hardest maps. It's been a long time coming, but the history of challenge maps in this game has plenty of room to grow. With that said, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I might make a similar video of this for Burnt Corn, but if you want to see that, then leave a like, comment, I don't know. But with that said, have a nice day.